Wonder 360° presents 10 bizarre traditions that still observed around the world. Every religion and culture has their traditions, what outsiders consider odd or rites of passage, but which seem perfectly acceptable to true believers. Every religion has ceremonies and practices that mark life's milestones, such as marriage, birth, the transition to adulthood, and death, many of which may sound unusual to you. There are a lot of traditions that seems really bizarre to the world where it is not followed. Here is a list of 10 bizarre traditions around the world that still exist. Before that, if you are new in our channel, click red subscribe to ensure you never miss a single video. Hindu Thaipusam Festival. Thaipusam is a Hindu festival celebrated mostly by the Tamil community on the full moon in the Tamil month of Thai, English month January or February. In this day, Hindus declare their devotion to Lord Murugan by piercing various parts of their bodies. It is mainly observed in countries where there is a significant presence of Tamil communities such as India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Mauritius, Singapore, Thailand, and Myanmar. La Tomatina. La Tomatina is the biggest tomato fight in the world. It is the annual tomato throwing festival held in the Valencian town of Bunal, Spain. It is held on the last Wednesday of August. The participants throw tomatoes and get involved in this tomato fight purely for fun. There are many theories about Tomatina. This event was created in 1945 after two men in political protest began throwing tomatoes at many people and places, and continues to this day, though more for enjoyment than protest. Bullet ant gloves. This is the most painful initiation ritual for the Satar Ma tribe of the Amazon. A boy can't become a man if he doesn't take part in this ritual. When a young boy becomes sexually mature, he goes out into the jungle with the other boys his age to find and gather bullet ants, the insect with the most painful sting in the world. The sting from these ants has been compared to a bullet hitting the flesh. The boys will gather the ants, and the ants are then drugged by some herbs given to them. While the ants are sleeping in their drug-induced state, they are placed into a woven mesh glove with the stinger on the inside. When the ants wake up, they find themselves trapped and become very angry and aggressive. The boys must put on the gloves and keep them on for about 10 minutes while they do a dance to take their mind off the pain. Drinking soup of the dead person's ash and bone. Yanomami tribe lives in Venezuela and Brazil. Funeral rituals for dead relatives is very important in Yanomami tribe. The people of this tribe want to ensure peace for the souls of dead person. When a Yanomami dies, his body is burned and the ash and bone powder is mixed into a plantain soup. People then drinks the plantain soup consisting of the dead person's ash and bone. They believe that by ingesting the remains of a loved one, his spirit will live within them forever. Everybody must be cremated, because the Yanomami think that leaving a dead body to decay is horrifying. In addition, the soul will be unhappy if he couldn't find a resting place in the bodies of his loved ones. A dead body must be disposed of as soon as possible, because the soul may come back and haunt the remaining ones. Tooth filing. This is one of the biggest Hindu religious ceremonies. The ceremony is significant in the passage from puberty to adulthood. This ritual is for both males and females and must be completed before marriage. It is sometimes incorporated into the marriage ceremony. This ceremony is executed by smoothing down tooth and eye tooth. They believe that this celebration helps people to free themselves from all invisible evil forces. The teeth are the symbol of lust, greed, anger, confusion, and jealousy, and the custom of filling teeth renders a person physically and spiritually. This ceremony is also a symbol that the person, normally female, has entered from adolescent to adulthood. Bathroom Ban of Tidong. Weddings in the Indonesian Tidong community have traditions that are truly unique. Perhaps the most adorable of their customs is the one where the groom isn't allowed to see the bride's face until he sings her several love songs. The curtain separating the couple is raised only after the musical requirement is met, and then they can see each other on a dais. But the weirdest of them all is this: the bride and the groom aren't allowed to use the bathroom for 3 days and nights after the wedding. Tidong people believe that not practicing the 3-day and night ritual would bring terrible luck to the couple, a broken marriage, infidelity, or death of their children at a young age. So the couple is watched over by several people and allowed only minimal amounts of food and drink. After the 3 days are up, they are bathed and then permitted to return to normal life. Famadihana, dancing with the dead. The Famadihana is a traditional festival which is celebrated in both urban and rural areas of the country, especially in Madagascar. It is more popular among the tribal communities. It is a funerary tradition, known as the turning of the bones. People bring forth the bodies of their ancestors from the family crypts and rewrap them in fresh cloth, then dance with the corpses around the tomb to live music. In Madagascar, this became a regular ritual, usually once every 7 years, and the custom brings together extended families in celebrations of kinship. Actually, it is occasion to give respect to the dead relative through the transfer of the bones to a permanent place of abode. The families of the Razana contribute funds all year to celebrate the festival. The burial tomb is constructed. It is considered that it will place a link between the dead and the living. The relatives of the dead dress well, go to the tomb, to see the remains of the deceased relatives and friends. All closed persons are invited to this event. People and relatives sing traditional songs and dance. The main motive behind the festival originated from the belief of the local people that the dead return to God and are reborn. Finger cutting of Dani tribe. The Dani tribe is the indigenous people that inhabit the fertile lands of the Balium Valley in West Papua New Guinea. The members of this tribe cut off their fingers as a way of displaying their grief at funeral ceremonies. Along with amputation, they also smeared their faces with ashes and clay, as an expression of sorrow. They will cut off their hand's fingers to express love to someone they love very much. When a person in Dani's tribe passes away, his relative like wife or husband cut off his hand finger and bury together with the dead body of her husband or wife, as a symbol of love to her husband or wife. Finger represents body and soul that will always live together with his or her spouse. The number of fingers that will be cut off depends on how many persons she or he loves, even though she or he will lose all of her hand's fingers and will be unable to perform household chores effectively. Baby throwing, India. The bizarre ritual of throwing newborn babies off a temple 50 feet high and catching them in a cloth has been celebrated in India since last 500 years. It is practiced by couples who are blessed with a child after taking a vow at the Sri Santeswar temple near Indi, in the state of Karnataka. The ritual is observed by both Muslims and Hindus every year and takes place amid tight security. The ritual takes place in the first week of December and is believed to bring health, prosperity, and luck to new arrivals. Around 200 babies are dropped by their parents every year while crowds sing and dance. Most of the infants are under 2 years old. Mourning of Muharram. The Mourning of Muharram is an important period of mourning in Shia Islam, taking place in Muharram, the first month of the Islamic calendar. It is also called the Remembrance of Muharram. Many of the events associated with the remembrance take place in congregation halls known as Husainiyah. The event marks the anniversary of the Battle of Karbala, when Imam Hussein ibn Ali, R.A., the grandson of the Prophet Hazrat Muhammad, S.A.W., and a Shia Imam, was killed by the forces of the second Umayyad Caliph Yazid I. The event reaches its climax on the 10th day morning, known as Ashura. Some groups of Shia Muslims join in an artist practice that involves body whipping with special chains that have razors and knives attached. This tradition is practiced by all age groups. In some regions the children are forced by their parents to take part. This custom is observed by the people of Iran, Bahrain, India, Lebanon, Iraq, and Pakistan. Leave your comment and do not forget to subscribe to stay connected with Wonder 360 Degree.